Hello and welcome to day 27 of my journey on the Pacific Crest Trail. Day 27 was my first day out of Big Bear Lake, California. In this stretch of trail, I will hit my 30-day mark, 1 month on trail, as well as the 300-mile mark. Stay tuned to see how it all plays out. I'm filtering water this morning, and I noticed on this map I have of the PCT on my water bladder that I've entered into the section where the trail primarily heads west. I wish I could point to it for you, but I don't have another hand, but it's right in that section where it starts going up and down and goes side to side. Good morning from this beautiful campsite along the Pacific Crest Trail. Yesterday I left Big Bear Lake after staying 2 nights at a hotel there, and I hiked about 14 miles yesterday. My rough plan was to try for 16 miles because I had seen on the Far Out guide that there was a campsite at mile 282 that had beautiful views. But about an hour before I got there, I walked past this this spot, and thought it was so beautiful. It was about 6:30 at that time, and I thought, what if I just set up camp here? I gave myself 1 more hour of warmth, 1 more hour of light, and just a little bit more opportunity to actually enjoy this place instead of getting to the other site at 7:30. So I'm happy with that decision. However, there is kind of like a milestone that I would like to try to hit today, and I don't know if I will. And that is the 300-mile marker, which is exactly 20 miles from here. So 20 miles would definitely be my biggest day on this trip so far. I've done 18 before. 20 could potentially be reasonable today, but there's no guarantee. What's more important to me than hitting these milestones is listening to my body and making sure that I'm in it for the long haul. So we'll see how today goes. I'm just finishing getting everything wrapped up here. I did have to do a little bit of patchwork on my sleeping pad this morning. Hopefully I found the right spot and it'll hold for tonight, but I'm just gonna get everything wrapped up and then we're gonna hit the trail. I've made it to the first water source of the day. So I'm gonna stop in the shade here, take a little break, drink water, get 2 liters of water for carry, and head on, try to make some more miles. I think I'm about 6 miles in so far. Wow, landscape has really changed now. Gotta find the trail. Okay, this looks like it. Checking in at about 12:20. The trail has really changed. It's feeling quite desertous here. The trail is actually still pretty good, but it's overgrown with these just so many kinds of desert style bushes that just seem to want to scratch and grab and bite and claw onto everything, the pack, your skin, your clothes. And feels like a little bit of a fight to get through some of these areas. There's a little bit of like blowdown and stuff that's been happening for the past few miles. And something that's quite notable is I believe we are in the flight path for Los Angeles International Airport here. And there's like planes flying quite low every couple of minutes, which feels different. So the Pacific Crest Trail does something a bit unusual in the section that I'm in now. We'll be in for the next more than a week, who knows. But it actually travels primarily east to west. I mean, obviously that depends on whether or not you're going southbound or northbound, but if you're a northbound hiker like I am, I will be primarily traveling west versus north. And the reason it does that is because the mountain range, the San Gabriels, which is just north of Los Angeles, sorry, climb over a tree, is west to east. And if we had just continued north instead of traversing these mountains, we would actually be stuck in a lot of desert for a really long time. So I'm certainly glad that we do this, because it is better to be at higher elevation than at those really low elevations. And I'll still go through the Mojave Desert north of this mountain range when it's time to exit. We exit before we get to the coast. Obviously, we don't have to do it for as long. Just about 12 miles in for the day, and I'm coming down to Holcomb Creek, my water source. So nice, how pretty. I'm feeling kind of annoyed at the moment because I think I'm tired and I would like to rest, but I can't rest even though there's all these beautiful creekside spots, because there are biting black flies and they hurt so bad. Like, see the red welt on the back of my hand? That's from one of those flies. And anyway, I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to cross this creek right here, and it's just a big freaking mess. And it's like, I could cross, anywhere, but where's the trail on the other side? Like, where do I get back up to the trail? It's just a big mess in here. And that's where the trail is. Oh man, I'm having flashbacks to the Mission Creek section. Honestly, all I gotta say is like, what the duck? Oh my goodness, it is so nice here under the bridge. There's a couple people camped here. And I kind of want to camp here too. I've done 18.5 miles. I have a mile and a half till the 300. However, there's not really any place to camp around there, and it's above the water. And this is so nice. What do I do? Turns out my impulsive plan to have this be my first 20-mile day didn't pan out, and I was okay with that. My goal on trail is to have a beautiful experience. Nailed it. Okay, just kidding. I stopped a mile and a half short because I found a wonderful campsite near a creek, near a water source, and mile 300 is literally on the edge of a cliff. So I don't know how much further you have to go to find a place to camp, but I didn't want to do it, so I didn't. Somewhat exhaustingly, the trail clung tight to a cliff high above Deep Creek, looking at the water, but not able to touch it for most of the day, became somewhat exhausting, especially after a long day the day before. I had a moment where I felt overwhelmed by everything, not only in a negative way, and I broke down briefly in tears. But that's kind of what the journey is about. Pushing yourself harder than what is normal. This morning's trail has been hot and dry, which seems a bit unfair considering there's a creek right below us. But I finally see my next water source and where I'm going to stop and take a break. Relaxing at my break spot. I've been here about an hour. I really don't want to leave, but I think I have about 7.5 more miles to do today, so I'm only halfway done. So pretty soon I'm gonna need to get up out of this nice, serene, cool area near water and go hike through some more desert in the heat until I get to water again, which will be camp. I wonder what's going on there. The second half of the day was ripe with activity just off trail. Being closer to a road and closer to areas where day hikers can come in and recreate gave an excitement and a stimulus to the area, and I hiked well into the evening as the views opened up with beautiful expanses and a sunset. Time on trail might be adventuresome, but it's not always exciting. There are many days and many hours that pass by monotonously, and it's learning to cope with those times when the body aches, the mind is numb, and just getting through each of those sections and committing to the journey in full. In case you can't tell, this bridge is arched, so I'm walking uphill right now. And then you might be ripely rewarded with excitement here and there, which makes all of it worthwhile. Good evening. I'm camping pretty close to the dam that you would have seen in the last shot. The Deep Creek River also, or I guess Deep Creek, whatever. It runs right by there too, but the sites closest to the creek were all taken, so I'm back in kind of a wash. For dinner, I just had ramen. I had the lime chili shrimp ramen mixed with peanut butter. Sounds gross. It is delicious, but yeah, just kind of trying to get in some calories. Did 15 miles on the nose today. I think tomorrow's gonna be another 4:15 if I want to get to Silverwood Lake. We shall see. I'm definitely going to try to get an earlier start today than I did yesterday because I didn't roll into camp until about 8 p.m. today, just because of the break I took in the middle of the day since it was so hot, and since we're continuing to lose elevation, it's going to get hotter. Good morning. I'm just getting camp cleaned up. Gotta filter about a liter of water and then I'm hitting the trail. Trying to get that early start this morning. I'm arriving to my first water source for the day. I actually passed a couple of little creeks before this, but I've gone 4.4 miles and this is the last water source for a little over 8 miles, I think. I got trail magic, bananas.
YouTube? No? Your face looks familiar.
That was genuinely so fortuitous. I just came up to the road and I saw some shade area in the trees and thought, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna take a couple more minutes, have like a little less than 3 miles to where I'm gonna take my big midday break. But my feet were hurting. I just thought, let me just hang out for a second. And this guy, his name is Sean, he pulls up and he hiked the trail in 2024 and wanted to come do trail magic, brought just the most incredible spread of things because he knows what thru hikers want. So I had a couple sodas, which is wild, but sodas, ice cream sandwich, chips, a banana, and then I packed some more fresh food to go, like oranges and another banana and carrot to go so I can enjoy them later. But my goodness, I feel so revived, and this next 2.5 miles, whatever it is gonna feel so much easier after that. It's 4:15 and I'm back on trail. That was very restful, relaxing. And now I'm headed towards camp. I can't decide if I'm gonna camp at the backpackers campground here at Silverwood Lake or if I'm going to go past that. But I have some time to think about it while I walk past a lake here, so we'll see. I decided to stay the night at the campground here at Silver Lake. Is that what it's called? Silverwood Lake? It's $10, and there's really one main reason why I'm here. So that I can charge my devices, because there's an outlet here. So I still have not been over to the camp. I've been sitting here waiting for these things to charge up, and pretty soon I'm gonna make my way over to camp because I need water. I have no water. Yeah, so people have asked me why I don't have a solar panel. I've heard mixed things about solar panels. I could put one on the back of my backpack, but it's really only going to work when there's a lot of sun, which is kind of a lot of time. But then I've also heard people say that when it's windy, it's not really effective because it's like flapping around. So I just haven't made the investment because honestly, like, I have a budget for this and I'm not trying to buy something that ends up not being very effective. So I'm making this work for now. Good morning. I'm back on the PCT for another day. Just got back to trail from the campsite. It's a pretty good night's sleep, although this campground has something left to be desired in terms of sanitation. But I'm gonna end the vlog here and I'll catch you all on the next one. Thanks for being here. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.